With the PS4 Pro and the Xbox One X, the idea of traditional console generations seems to be slipping away. What are these systems supposed to be? Where do they fit in the market? Do people actually want to buy them? And importantly, do they offer a real upgrade to gamers?
In an interview with Gaming Bolt, Lewis Ward, Director for Gaming and VR/AR at market analysis firm IDC Research, told the site he thinks the Xbox One X is a great 8.5 generation console and an improvement on the Xbox One. The PS4 Pro, on the other hand, he says is just, quotes, a marketing gimmick. In the interview, Ward says he believes Sony will be looking to release a PlayStation 5 in the next few years, but Microsoft will want to keep the Xbox One X going for as long as possible. Ward also had some pretty harsh words to say about Sony's supercharged PS4, saying, quote, Pro is mostly a marketing gimmick. It's nothing like Xbox One X in terms of the performance lift. It's basically a standard console refresh, but Sony tweaked a few internals and got a 10% performance boost for the Pro. Big whoop.
This guy's an analyst and he's saying big whoop. He's on record as saying big whoop. PS4 Pro, big whoop. I mean, what the f***?
I'd just get that on the box right now, innit?
Big whoop.
I'd buy two of them. PS4 Pro, big whoop.
Ward was much more favourable of Microsoft's 4K console though. He described the system, which released in November last year, 4 years after the base version, as a fundamental redesign. He says the One X is 40% more potent than the PS4 and the initial Xbox One. Quotes, Xbox One X will eventually run content pre-existing Xbox Ones don't. And I kinda don't blame Microsoft for holding on to that shoe for a while. Xbox One X is a 8.5 gen console. PS4 Pro isn't.
PS4 Pro is not nearly as powerful as Xbox One X, that's pretty well known, right? Xbox One X is seriously a pretty powerful console, the most powerful console ever, as Microsoft was saying, and the PS4 Pro isn't that. And he's saying that Sony have just gone in there, tweaked some things on the base version of the PS4, and then boom, they've managed to get an extra 10%, which gives you just enough to get that 4K and HDR and whatever working as it should. So yeah, he's definitely kind of got a point, but the key thing is games, isn't it? You can have loads of power, but you need the games to play on it, and that's kind of why I guess Sony would sell any PS4 Pro consoles, because they've got these games that you can only get by playing on the PlayStation, which the same isn't true for the Xbox One X, but the Xbox One X is a better system.
I mean, they're all just gimmicks, aren't they? 4K, the only reason that they exist is so they can stick 4K in the box and try and push you it and get your mum to buy it for Christmas. We don't give a just buy a PC.
So how are the supercharged consoles going down with the general public? Well, if sales are anything to go by, both the PS4 Pro and Xbox One X are doing quite well. Back in December 2017, Sony announced the PS4 has shipped 70 million units worldwide, and the company estimated that 1 in every 5 PS4 sold was a Pro model. Sony have freely admitted in the past that they expect the PS4 Pro will remain a niche product for enthusiasts, while general consumers will be drawn more to the PS4 Slim and its $200 price tag. As for Microsoft, they were struggling to keep up with the PS4 in terms of sales, but once they released the smaller Xbox One S, things did start to pick up.
Despite its $500 price tag, back in November 2017, it was revealed the One X had sold 80,000 units during its launch week in the UK. According to a tweet by Xbox's head of marketing, Aaron Greenberg, European launch week sales for the One X were similar to the UK's and apparently much bigger in North America. For comparison, the PS4 Pro managed to sell 50,000 units during its launch week and took 4 weeks to reach 80,000 units sold, despite its cheaper price tag of $399. So I don't know how far this pushes the conversation. We just thought it was funny that this guy said big whoop because he's supposed to be an industry analyst. The case is still the same from before. It's still halfway through a generation. Whether they've done enough to justify releasing it again, I think the most important thing going forward for the next generation consoles is that all the games are backwards compatible. And if that is the case, will it truly be another generation of console, or will it just be iterations from here on out? It is going to be interesting how this all plays out and whether it does stay the same, but I feel like we've said that before though. Liam doesn't really talk much about the Xbox One X. He's had one.
Yeah.
And was it worth that, all the money?
Maybe you can put that on the screen for us now, Liam. I think it's Liam editing this one. What I'm interested in about it more than anything is the digital games, because I've got a lot of digital games on the PS4 now, and I've been able to take them over to PS4 Pro because it's the same generation, right? But what happens with PlayStation 5? Am I gonna lose all my games? I really, really hope not, because I've got a huge library there now, and there's always this old argument, oh, just keep your PlayStation 4 if you want to keep playing those games. Well, no. Whatever the newest console is, I just want it to behave like my PC, where I've just got these games and I can just take them with me to the next generation. Honestly, one of the most important things to me about the next, whatever happens with all this, whatever happens with the, the console's traditional console cycle and everything, that is what I care about the most. Can I take my games with me? Please, yes, please, that's what I want. Cheers.
So if any of you guys invested in the 4K versions of your favourite consoles, any good or big whoop, let us know down in the comments. Like the video if you've enjoyed it, subscribe if you're new around here, another video for you to watch on the screen there, support us on Patreon if you were awesome. We will see you again in the next video. Bye for now.